But the more America achieves, the more hateful and enraged these crazy Democrats become. At stake in this fight is the survival of American democracy itself. Don't kid yourself. That's what they want. They are destroying this country.
The president warning tonight Democrats want to replace faith and family with government programs and plans. Let's bring in for discussion the host of Left Coast News, Ethan Behrman, and Fox News contributor, First Baptist Church of Dallas pastor Dr. Robert Jeffress, who was at the rally tonight. And when the president gave him a shout out, he wasn't there because he was going to the studio to do our show. So, Pastor Jeffress, thank you for being with us, and Ethan, you as well.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, I want to play a little bit of what the president said. We have several sound bites from him here, but there was one particular where he talked about Beto O'Rourke, who is obviously running for president, would like to go head-to-head with the commander-in-chief, and was having a rally about 15 miles away. The president talked about a couple of things that former Congressman O'Rourke has proposed. Here's what he said.
Last week, a very dumb Democrat candidate for president, that's the end of him in this state, pledged to revoke the tax-exempt status of many churches and religious charities. That was after, a few weeks ago, he said, excuse me, we're going to take your guns away. No religion and no guns. I think that's not good.
Pastor, I know that you reacted viscerally when Mr. O'Rourke talked about taking away tax-exempt status for people who don't share what he believes are the correct views. There were people who said that's an overreaction. Conservatives who are talking about that are fear-mongering. What do you say?
No, I don't think so. He could not have been more clear that he wanted to violate the First Amendment that clearly says Congress shall make no law prohibiting the free exercise of religion. And look, faith people here in Texas and across this nation know that that is the ultimate end of the Democrats. The only difference is Beto was too stupid. He went ahead and voiced what the end game is. The other Democrats are smoother about that and what they want to see happen. And, you know, you take not only the removal of the tax-exempt status of churches, but you look even this week, Tuesday night at the Democrat debate, you had Democrats talking about abortion being a sacrosanct belief. Of course, they never use the word abortion. They talk about women's reproductive health. Well, I wonder how that works out for the 300,000 children, females, who are murdered in the womb every year through abortion. How does that help protect their wives, their health? And look, whether it's taking away the First Amendment, freedom of religion, the Second Amendment, freedom of arms, or the most important gift of all found in the Declaration, the gift of life, the Democrats are about taking away rights, and Donald J. Trump is about protecting our rights, and that's why he's going to win in a landslide in 2020.
I'm guessing Ethan would disagree with most of what you had to say, so let me play a little bit what the president said, because I found tonight that some of the biggest cheers he got were when he brought up this issue of abortion. He talked about the Virginia governor, himself a doctor, who'd made comments about what happens to a baby who survives an abortion. Here's what the president said on that tonight.
That crackpot governor from Virginia executes the baby after birth. You saw that. That's why I've asked Congress to prohibit extreme late-term abortion, because Republicans believe that every child is a sacred gift from God.
And Ethan, there haven't been a lot of questions in the Democrat debate so far about abortion. Is it because all of the Democrats are essentially on the same page when it comes to this? I mean, I've asked several of them face to face whether they are for even a late-term ban, and it seems like they don't want to touch that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Roe v. Wade and Casey are the law of the land. That is settled at the Supreme Court, affirming the right for a woman, particularly in the first trimester, to have a control over her own body. But I would add that I'm really disappointed in both the president and Pastor Jeffress tonight, misrepresenting what Beto O'Rourke actually said. What he said is, if a tax-exempt organization like a church will go into the marketplace to hire people and discriminate when they're hiring, then he would propose removing their tax-exempt status. It's not on your beliefs, Pastor Jeffress. It's on your actions in the marketplace as an entity hiring. Those really are different things. So I wish people would stop misrepresenting.
No, that's not what he said.
Let me ask you this, Ethan.
What he said.
Do you think that any house of worship has to hire someone that may not line up with their theological beliefs, whatever the religion is? Do you think churches should have an exemption?
I think that if we are going to be in this place where we are today, then we need to be talking about the whole idea of tax-exempt status. And Pastor Jeffress, you know I'm a person of faith, and I come from members who are clergy across both sides of my family. And I think this is a serious conversation of where are we going? There was a reason the Johnson Amendment was passed in the 1950s, and it was because churches had gone too far into the political realm. And so we as a country said we're going to get out of that business and make there be a firewall. And then that has been removed under the Republicans recently. So this is a big conversation to be had.
All right, quick final word, like 10 seconds, and then we're going to get cut off, Pastor.
Yeah, look, the real issue here is the First Amendment, and it wasn't about hiring, it was about opposing gay marriage, is what Beto said. And look, does that mean a synagogue has to hire a gay rabbi? Does a mosque have to hire a gay imam, or churches forced to hire somebody who has a lifestyle that completely contradicts what they believe? That is preposterous, and yet that is the Democrat Party of today.
Okay. Both of you, please come back, because coming from different faith traditions and places where you can maybe find some in the middle, we'd love to find some agreement at some point. But for now, thank you for debating in a very diplomatic way. Thank you, too.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, 2020 Democratic